Hi guys, so we're back at it. Kayfabe Club, second episode. My usual partner Daire is stateside as we speak. He's way over to the hordes of fans we have over there. So I have standing in fellow wrestling fan and long-term friend of mine, Mr. Pauric Gallagher.
Hello, hello, hello.
Pauric, how are you getting on?
I'm good. I thought when you said stateside, you meant the restaurant here. The town that we live in has a
Yeah.
restaurant.
No, I think he's New York bound. He's on tour.
Very good.
He's on tour.
Rounding up the fans.
What is it? He's overselling tees.
Spreading the gospel.
Kayfabe Club t-shirts. No better man. So to replace him, I thought no better man because let's face it, you and I grew up watching this stuff.
Yeah, that's funny. I was trying to explain it to my other half because she was like, "You didn't have satellite TV growing up," and I said, "No, but we had videotapes.
Yeah, VHS.
We didn't really have the internet, so you didn't know what happened. So like yourself or another guy would record it, and then over the course of the next week and a half, everybody would get a night to catch up on what was going on. And like you weren't really allowed to talk about anything until everybody had seen it. And they're like, "All right, can you see this?" And like that happened, a month ago now at this stage. But I was kind of at the height of its popularity, which again is going through that again now. So
Yeah, it definitely is. But it's funny just when you mention that, like the VHS tapes. The one man that did have Sky Sports in the house recorded it, and to be fair to him, he never said much about it. But for example, we have Hell in a Cell this Sunday. It could be 2 weeks from then before we get to watch it. Depends where that you fall on the list. But no, it's funny now, some of the stuff. And then we would have spent weeks breaking it down in the school bus.
Because it's not that you hear people talking about, if you wanted to see Japanese wrestling, you had to get the tapes. And like, we didn't live that far away. People think that this part of Ireland is quite remote. They're like, "Oh, you used to have to get the wrestling on the video and pass it around for a week." But sure, it's the best way to catch up with it. And because you didn't have people on the internet telling you how shit everything was, you just kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, the novel, when you finally got it, you didn't give a shit how good or bad it was, because
I think Takamitsu was quite good.
Funaki. The Brooklyn Brawler. Oh, you could go on and on. So you could. But yeah, let's start with the most. I know the last pod me and Daire did. Now we spoke about our predictions for SummerSlam and NXT Takeover. I think we got one or two right.
You did, because I listened to it in the last couple of days, and I was like, yeah, those guys were closer than they thought. I think some of them you actually probably thought of better outcomes than what.
Yeah, well, I think that's I suppose I'll give you my opinion, and you can either agree or disagree. But to me, SummerSlam was built up as something amazing, and I look forward to so many matches. It didn't deliver. NXT blew it out of the water as far as I was concerned.
That's kind of happening all the time now.
Yeah, that's like the third or fourth event.
Because I think if you took SummerSlam, if you took the 3 or 4 best matches from it, it's a pretty good show. But it's all the ups and downs in between. Whereas NXT shows kind of go, here's a 5-star match, and here's another one, and like now and again you get one that's like 3.5, and people are like, oh, that's rubbish. Like, have you seen what's coming up tomorrow night? But the only thing is, people kind of forget that the main roster, it's a different audience.
Yeah.
And you only get these guys like, Roman Reigns is always winning, but like there was 2 kids in this house last week. One is 9 and one is 8, and they love the guy.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he's the champion.
Well,
he's the number 1 merchandise seller. And I don't buy this thing of like, oh, he can't wrestle. Yeah, he can.
I like him. I'd prefer to say we heel turn now. Like I really hoped Heyman would have something to do, because we kind of knew Brock was on the way anyway.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us, I think nearly everybody thought he was going to WrestleMania.
I'm surprised that they didn't hold on, because like obviously he's going to fight Cormier, and now that Vince didn't go, this is a great way for us to like promote ourselves. To like, because they want those UFC fans anyway.
Yeah.
And kind of go, hey, look, our champion's taking on your champion, and take a punt that he might actually win. I don't know if he will, but I was surprised. But maybe he was just like, I just want to go and train for this fight now. And he obviously he's on his wellness program again. So
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be on TV too much. I don't know.
But see, that's the thing. I'll miss Brock because like when he came back first, it was something the place needed so badly. It was just this entity of destruction. But when they put the belt on him, defeating Goldberg at WrestleMania, you kind of went, right, where now?
Yeah.
And he just squashed everything.
Because it never felt like they had a proper plan for him. It was like, he's going to be the big monster. Like, I think ultimately they wanted Roman to beat him because he had beaten The Undertaker and then Roman beat The Undertaker. Like, but it kind of fizzled out. Like, you do need to see a champion on TV every now and again.
Well, I think he what every second pay-per-view maybe thereabouts and a couple of weekly ones.
Like I suppose he's positioned in a good way that he has like the best mouthpiece in wrestling.
Heyman's so good
to cover all the gaps. But
yeah, Heyman's so good. Like I really thought Heyman would turn on him. Like I know they've done that years back. It was like Survivor Series of 2002.
Yeah, that was his first year.
At the Garden.
They turned with the Big Show or something.
That's right, at the Garden now. I really thought they were going to do it again, especially when the Raw prior to SummerSlam, it was
and tears.
Treating him like shite too. So he wasn't stamping on him, and you know. But at the same time, is he gone for good? Could he be back next year? It's a nice handy payday for him.
Well, this is it. Like, if somebody says to you, would you like a couple of $1 million for 2 nights' work? You're like, yes, please, where do I go for that money? But,
yeah, I'll do it.
Like, everything you hear, and you don't hear a lot about, like, what Brock Lesnar is like when he's not at a wrestling show, but, like, he lives in a big farm in Saskatchewan, which is in the middle of nowhere in Western Canada. I've been there. It's a nice place, but apparently he puts a mobile phone in, like, the post box on the road, and then goes to his house, and about once a week he comes down to check the phone, and if you want to get him, that's how you get him. He doesn't have a phone in his house. He doesn't. His main. Can we swear on this?
I'll swear away.
His main thing that you always get is that he really doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And like he just does whatever he wants. Like he could have, when he was there in 2002, he could have stayed there at the top for years. And went, I kind of want to go play American football now. And he went and tried to do that and it didn't work. And like, I'll just go to Japan then instead. And because I think it was because they had to introduce the 90-day no compete clause. He just sort of straight out there like, you're not really supposed to do that. He's like, I'm not really supposed to do anything. I'm a monster. I can do whatever I want, you know.
I'm the beast.
And then he went to the UFC and everything else. So like, that's my impression of Brock Lesnar is he doesn't give a shit what you think about him, and he'll just and Vince wants to pay him on, and he does draw. And I suppose they set it up at SummerSlam that you wanted to see him lose because you're like, he's not taking it seriously. That's the story they were telling. Even those 2 kids are here. That's what I was saying to Kelsey. I was like, those kids they're buying that story because the kids are like, Brock Lesnar's hiding behind his contract. And like, you're 9, you don't know what that means, but that's the story you've been told on TV. It's like,
that's good.
This guy isn't a proper champion. He just wants to take his paycheck and go home. Which might be the real story, but it's also the story on TV.
Yeah, Lesnar, like, I love to see him come back, but I love to see him come back away from the title. And just, like, when he came back the last time, he was fighting Triple H at like SummerSlam and WrestleMania, fighting Undertaker, you know, those matches.
And he was at that stage where he was a name on the marquee. He didn't need to be carrying the title.
Exactly, he didn't need it.
And, you know,
he was a main event alone.
And I think it was that thing that they wanted that moment where Roman beats him and then everybody, well, no spoilers, but they got that moment where Roman beat him out. But I don't think it had quite the effect that they were hoping for.
No, it was never going to be. Right, we'll dive in.
We kind of jumped ahead there.
I know, this is what it is. This is unscripted. But we don't edit either.
Okay.
As some people know, Sean's good at editing. But then again, wrestling's real. What's your thoughts on Almas? Like him and Selena Vega have come up from NXT.
Yeah.
I loved them in NXT, and it's the same old story. Was you're on top of NXT, you can't be on top straight away as you come up.
Yeah.
So you can kind of dilute it.
Well, it was funny. I was listening to just a guy who was a comedian. I don't think he is anymore. Called Jim Smallman. He's one of the guys behind Progress Wrestling in the UK.
Yeah.
And people were asking him about it because guys go from Progress to NXT, and he said, "Well, the thing about it is." You might get promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, but it doesn't mean you get to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, and but with Almas, when he came in first in NXT, they made such a big thing about him, and then it just never quite happened. And then they did the right thing. They changed his story where he was all about drinking and partying and women, and then Zelina Vega basically slapped him and you should be the best guy here.
Yeah.
And then became like the match with Gargano in January was unreal.
Yeah.
I was like, that's why this guy, I didn't see any of his matches from Mexico. I didn't follow that closely. But he had a name coming in, and then all of a sudden, now I see what the big deal is. And they brought him up, and he's had moments where, if they put him in with the right guys, then he could be
exactly. Like he held the title. He lost it, wasn't it, to Aleister Black?
Yeah,
that's right. So it was great to see him come up in the draft, but when I seen SmackDown, I was like, okay, he could be pushing to be a top guy there in a year because of SmackDown. And then they give him AJ Styles, and he pushed AJ, and AJ just about beat him. Mm-hmm. I love that because it's like, yes, this guy can stand with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Give him something good.
Because sometimes when they bring those guys up, they never let you see how good they are right away.
Yeah.
Or they get lost in the mix. So at least early on, they're able to say, you should be taking this guy seriously. You might not see him every week, but you should be taking him seriously. And, there's all those possibilities. And you see, you could have a program with AJ, or Daniel Bryan, or Nakamura, or, name anybody, and there's gold.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I love that spot he does well. He sticks in the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. It's great. Just as a wee pop, it's great. So he was pre-show at SummerSlam.
Yeah, and Rusev had been main event in the last show.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it.
No, nor have I now. But Almas and Vega beat Rusev Day and the Missus in a 7-minute match. Also the Raw Tag Team Champions was pre-show.
Yeah.
B Team again won beating the Revival.
And they've lost them since. So.
They have.
So that was a big waste of time for everyone.
But you see why they lost them, because they wanted to set up the match for this weekend.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't think they needed the titles to set that up. I would have enjoyed that match without.
Oh yeah, this is the thing. I think they forget sometimes. It's the thing Jim Ross always talks about. You should just give guys a personal issue. And it doesn't matter then about titles or anything else.
Oh, it's personal.
I don't like you, or I think I'm better than you, and then let's fade it out. But
I don't think they need the titles, but it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Contender for match of the night, Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler in a 22-minute match with obviously McIntyre and the returning Dean Ambrose. Returned a week early. We predicted he would appear at SummerSlam, but he appeared the Raw before.
Yeah, I thought they would have kept him to the night after. Or
that. And as well as that, I fancy the Ambrose heel turn. So it is.
I think they're holding on to it. I think there's this big plan to have the three of them in a triple threat at WrestleMania. I think that might be where they're going.
They have to have the right heel though.
Well, yeah, they gotta pick the right one. But no, this match was great. If you had said 2 months ago you'll be excited about a Dolph Ziggler match, you would have said, were we talking about the same Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah.
The guy's really talented, but it's a long time since they gave him anything worthwhile. He did that weird thing last year where he won the title and then just gave it up.
Yeah, walked out.
And I'm why would you do that?
But then he came back, the Rumble, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there was nothing else mentioned about it.
They do that a lot where they're just hopefully you guys don't remember that thing that happened 3 weeks ago.
But apparently that's down to Vince McMahon himself. This idea is great, and then it'll happen, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't like that. Just ban it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
Because, I won't skip ahead too much. Because, but the Kevin Owens thing at the minute, 2 weeks ago, he sat in the ring and said, I quit. And I was like, this is going to be good now.
Yeah.
Take him off TV for 3-4 months. Let us all kind of forget about him. Then bring him back. Now he came back a week later. And then came out to help Braun Strowman.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Do you not remember he put you in that porta potty and pushed you off the thing?
Even the 9-year-old kids that you had here would kind of go, hold on a minute, that's a bite of fish. But no, that to me, that was match of the night. Rollins would be my favourite now. Mm-hmm. I prefer him heel, but I'd watch any Seth Rollins match.
He's just so, I don't know what they call him, a ring general. You just know whoever he's in there with, he's going to give you a good match.
But you see, because Triple H took that back seat, I felt he was the man to fill that void, to be that authority hit figure.
Yeah, and like maybe it was because he got injured then that they never really like he was probably the top bad guy there.
Yeah.
But it was like there was something else because the whole thing with Owens getting the title because Triple H. Oh no, it was Rollins. He mightn't have been there at that stage. But like, I always feel sometimes they have these big ideas and then they're just never quite executed to the end, you know.
They seem to think of a better one.
Yeah.
And then they take that lane, and then it's like, you should have kept going where you're going. Yeah. I liked what you were doing. New Day defeated Bludgeon Brothers by DQ in a just over 9-minute match. There's nothing exciting there for me.
No, and then Harper got injured since, so the Bludgeon Brothers are on the shelf now for a while. He is. Is it Harper? Yeah, Harper's the redhead one. He got injured, so I think New Day are the champs now going into Sunday. This is the thing, it's only a couple of weeks, but a lot happens. This is the problem when you're getting VHSs. This guy had a great win. That guy's dead now. What?
I don't know. Bludgeon Brothers, like they obviously Bolton was an unstoppable force, but as we're chatting about SmackDown tag teams, they brought Sanity up, and I was like, yes.
And they've done nothing with it.
Where are they?
And even the thing with the Bludgeon Brothers, I don't get because they have the War Raiders on NXT, and to me they're basically the same thing, only the Bludgeon Brothers have big hammers.
Yeah.
And like, why do they keep I'm guessing there's obviously two different writing teams, but do they not look at each other? Although there is a thing within NXT I don't like. This is a minor pet peeve, right?
Go for it.
So you know Bianca Belair?
Yes.
She's brilliant. And she calls herself the EST of NXT. She's the strongest, the fastest, all this kind of thing. And then they have that dude Conor Reeves, and he keeps talking about how he's the finest. And like, she already has the EST thing. Could you not come up with a better word? This is a minor quibble, but somebody might listen to this and go, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But, sorry. So there is that thing sometimes you're like, do one set watch what the other is doing?
But this is it, because Hunter's the one that's running that, isn't it?
He's running NXT, but Vince is still number one everywhere else, isn't he?
Vinnie Mac, get out of your own road, mate. This was the disappointment for the night for me. Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
They built it. Owens got himself counted victories. He won that cage match where they fucked him off the top of the cage. That was a mental fucking. Like my jaw dropped. He took it. So they built it up. Money in the Bank, lose anyway at all. It just opened doors for opportunities. You need to have a heel holding that briefcase if you're going to give Reigns the belt. Minute 50, over.
I see the thing that annoyed me, like, you can't get annoyed about guys winning and losing. It's all part of the story. But when the story doesn't make sense, that's when things get annoying. The thing Kevin Owens is, he's supposed to be clever, and he obviously figured out a way, like, okay, well, if I beat you by anyway, you know, or you try to get yourself disqualified, you still lose. And then he gets beaten inside 2 minutes. Like, well, what was the point and all that? Like, they never give Owens a chance to try and do something clever and maybe, like, even extend it to 5 minutes. But it was just like, no, we're just going to...
He didn't have an opportunity. See, to me, Kevin Owens is a great heel. He's a clever boy. He could pull it out of the bag. So, it just was an opportunity. I really look forward to this match. They built it so much, and then it was over.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about it even sickened me even more was I had the patience for the entrances to finish, so I skipped it on 2 minutes.
To see music was still playing.
To see Braun Strowman stand on top of the ramp, and I was like, what? So back 2 minutes, and there was the match, and that wee snippet.
But even like what's followed on since, like we just said about Owens quitting, like if that was the way they were going, then that makes sense. Where a guy goes, I don't know how I'm ever going to win here, like I need to go away and think about myself. And that works if you keep him away, but then he comes back a week later and starts beating up Jinder Mahal.
Without explanation.
Yeah. And I don't want to see him, like, they could have written him off for a while and said, hey, when Sami Zayn comes back, he can come back with them. I don't necessarily need to see the two of them again. Like, they work really well together, but I would like to, even if he'd stay away until Sunday night, and it looks like Braun's about to win the title.
Yeah.
And what's the best way to get Kevin Owens booed? By helping Roman Reigns win the title.
Just, come out under the ring and with the briefcase and smack Braun in the back of the head or just something like that. There, it would add to it, and it would give Kevin something to do too. Because I like Kevin Owens.
I think he's. I mean, I know I sound like sort of bitchy people on the internet. I know this is on the internet. But I just think he's so good, and obviously he had his run with Jericho, and that was brilliant. But even his run as champion, like he was only ever set up at the end, like you got to lose quickly to Goldberg. And maybe this is a thing.
Travesty.
I don't know what this is a thing they're trying to do that. Kevin Owens when he gets the big moment, he loses too quick. But that's more long term thinking than I think they think about. That they would build it up to the point where he gets a title match, and the guy says, "Well, it's all right, Kevin Owens, but every time you get into a big match, you get beaten inside a couple of minutes." And then that would be the story, but I don't think they'll remember that by the time he gets to another big match.
No, it was just, like, I know they're holding Braun up as this unstoppable force, but they just squashed him. Like that's going to take a lot for him to come back with.
But the whole thing is you're supposed to think that the guy, that if you're watching a match between two wrestlers, either one of them has a chance of winning. And now, like, if you never see Owens and against somebody big like that again, well, they've told you that he's no good in that situation.
Yeah, because I disagreed with Braun winning the ladder or the Money in the Bank, because I know when me and Daire spoke about it, Daire predicted Braun and I didn't. I can't remember who I picked. I picked somebody else anyway. And Braun won it. I was like, that's too obvious. He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
That man could walk into the ring and go, I want a title match, and Angle's going to go, fair enough. Can't argue with that.
He won the greatest Royal Rumble, and he just got a big green belt and a trophy, and I thought...
You should give him a title shot for that alone.
But, I mean, what they've done with him since, I don't know.
He doesn't need the belt either.
No, like, he's kind of like... I mean, he's essentially like what the Big Show was, only he can move better than the Big Show could, because he's not as big as him, but... Like, he doesn't need to be the champion.
No.
And then they turned him heel. It felt a wee bit like they were out of ideas, and Brock Lesnar was like, yeah, I'm not interested. And they had to go with a plan B. And it's like...
It was a bad plan B, though, because when he had the belt, and obviously, as you will... I'm sure you know by now, Reigns takes the title.
What?
So you're going to have face versus face. So I've seen the one they turn heel. So you turn... the fan favourite heel that they still fucking cheer when his music hit.
Yeah.
They're all up, the arms are roaring.
I think there's a thing where they're trying to force you what to think all the time. And I know essentially that's part of it because they're the people telling the story. But like the next match we're going to talk about, they've tried to get you to think one thing off the back of it, and everybody's going the other way because everybody's like, yeah, well, I agree with her. And I think now they're just having to go with, the next one is
go for it,
yep. Charlotte won over Carmella and Becky, and they want you to go, oh, Becky, she's such a bitch because she lost and she's a bad loser, and then you're like, no, she was supposed to have her match and you screwed her over, and this person who's supposed to be her friend screwed her over in the match, and then you go, and what they want you to go is, yeah, but she's such a sore loser, and you go, no, that's exactly how I would react in the same situation.
Bitch, but you throw the toys.
And like they had her come out and talk. And they cheered, and she was like, oh, yeah, you didn't cheer for me when I needed you, blah, blah. And I think now they've kind of gone, let's just go with this. And they turn into, Stone Cold Becky Lynch or whatever. It was a good match. Like,
it was a good match. I think I backed Mela's money, but...
Yeah.
Daire...
Because, you could see that maybe the other two would take each other out.
Yeah. I was going for the heel one, but... Daire actually called Becky turn heel, which I was shocked that. Not I was shocked I was right now because the guy can be right from time to time, but it was just dead on the money as if he knew.
But you see, the thing is, like Charlotte is way better at being back.
Yeah, she is the ultimate heel, as if Seth Rollins was the ultimate heel. When she turned on her father at that time, like the heat she got from it. Like I love to watch her wrestle. But I love to hit her at the same time. It's like, fuck, yes.
Well, that's what made, this sounds bad, the only reason you talk about her is because you talk about her dad. That's what he was, that's why he was so big, because people were paying to see him get his mouth broke.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
And she's just, she's doing what's natural, what's in her genes. It's like, this is how you get people to do you. You just go, you're just jealous of me because I'm so good. And they're like, you are really good. That's points.
You see, that's one of the reasons that I love wrestling is you have the guys you love, but you have the guys you love to hit. And I love to hit guys more than I love to watch guys that I like. But yeah, that's Becky. To be fair, she did get screwed. Charlotte wiggled her way in. Mel has money, but sorry for her. I thought she could have went a bit further with.
Yeah, because like they kind of sacrificed Asuka to keep her the champion, and that's okay. But like,
not the squasher then.
Like, when you're watching Asuka in NXT, you're like, she is just the perfect like monster. She was destroying everybody, and then they built it up to WrestleMania, and okay, they probably weren't going to do the same thing twice in one night, where the Royal Rumble winner loses and then turns on. But like, I felt like she just took that defeat, and then they did the weird thing with Carmella and her and Ellsworth showed up dressed as Asuka.
Yeah, did you call it was him?
I wasn't sure, and then I'm like, alright, okay, this kind of makes sense. And you know, it was funny because obviously he had helped her win the Money in the Bank last year, so it's like, oh yeah, she would call him back up for this. And it kind of made sense. I mean, he did his couple of weeks and he's away again. But there's only so long you can have a champion do that before people go, I don't buy this anymore. Like, it's part of the story for a while, but eventually, like, that character has to prove that they can actually win on their own.
And that, just as you mentioned it, that is a point that I've always made about Kevin Owens. Because Owens always had Jericho there to help him through every match. And they'd actually lost because of Jericho. I felt he should have been fighting Jericho for that title.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I know when it went to WrestleMania, and so the United States title, was it? It wasn't a great match.
No, I mean, there were some good moments in it, but I was expecting it to be a real blow the roof off.
Oh, just beat the head. So the same way Owens and Sami Zayn, when they went for it, when the heat was on, they were beating the life out of each other. It was great.
The night they fought, it's like 2 years ago now, because I was over in Canada, and I was in a bar in Canada watching those two wrestle each other in a WWE show, and like everybody in the bar was on their feet. I was like, this is class, because you never get to watch wrestling in a pub here.
No.
Just doesn't happen. Well, because it's in the middle of the night as well. But, you know, everybody was kind of like well into it, because we're like, well, they're two Canadian guys, and it's a big deal, but that was the thing, was it once when he was the champion, he never really got to be the champion. He was always, and I know that is that thing of the chicken shit heel where you survive when you're with.
But I think he had that. He's talented enough to. When he came in with the NXT belt on his shoulder and he made his debut battleground against John Cena, like I was on the feet, hands clapping, thinking, yes, that was great. This guy's a winner, and now he's cowardly.
I like, there's a thing, they did like, you know, to do these great documentaries, and they did one on him, and he had a thing, and when he went to NXT first, and Dusty Rhodes was still there, he was still alive, that's it, and he ran the promo class, and Kevin Owens was doing his promo, and obviously he'd been all around the world at that stage, but when he started talking about his family, and then at the end, Dusty was like, you keep talking about your family, and he's like, really, he goes, when you talk about them, I see why you're doing this. And like, I know they were doing that thing for a while where he was KO prize fighter. That's all kind of gone by the wayside now, and I just beating up Jinder Mahal.
Well, that's just not, you know.
I don't see where it's going. And maybe that's the point. Maybe like, we're not supposed to see where it's going until it happens. But you just kind of think, oh, he should probably be, you know, going for higher fruit than that. I don't know.
You see, what I liked about him was Owens fight. He wanted to fight. He didn't care who. He didn't care if he got beat down. He just wanted to fight, and I love that about it. But as you say, it seems to have been the rear view mirror. Now here's a match I want to get your thoughts on: AJ and Samoa Joe. To me, this was Joe's night. Like, I know he got the official victory, even though it was, you know, via disqualification. Match went on for just over 22 minutes, but I think Joe should have the title.
See, I kind of think of Joe the way like we're talking about Braun Strowman. Like, I don't think Joe necessarily needs to be the champion. Like, it would be cool for him, obviously, in his career. But he's just such a badass. Like, I don't even care if he's a champion. I just want to see him beat people up, you know.
I feel that he's done enough to earn that top stage to take on the top guys for a few months.
Because the thing is, like, I love AJ Styles as well.
I
just want to make sure they don't let him go on too long, and then we start to go, oh god, AJ Styles is still the champ. Because variety is the spice of life in this thing as well.
But you see, just as you said there now, AJ, held many days now? It's over the years, is it?
Must be, if it's not, it's very, very close.
And then we had the Raw champion go over the year as well, so that's 2 titles that we've sat and watched Gallagher dust.
Because like AJ had the whole run with Nakamura and it never really got to the level that you wanted it to get to.
See, I thought eventually, even if it was Fight 3, Nakamura would have took it. But it never did. I think it was more just turn him heel and get him up there. Just what WrestleMania was.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
You know, that was Extreme Rules the follow up to WrestleMania. It was just nut shots.
Which, like, it's an interesting story if you follow up where this guy goes, the only way I can beat this guy is to play dirty.
Yeah.
It's just keep kicking him in the nuts till he just stops getting back up. But it didn't work. He didn't win. So. You know, like that match, again, there's that thing, that personal element. They have AJ's family, and that's carrying through even to what's coming up. And funny, those 2 kids, that was the thing that they hung on. You know, I started teasing them about Samoa Joe, and he's talking about AJ's family. That's not right. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because the biggest problem with wrestling on the internet is people who forget that it's a TV show.
Yeah.
And these guys are amazing performers, and they do things that 99.9% of the people watching couldn't do in a dream. But like, it is a TV show and it's all about the story. And like, Joe is an asshole. Like, anybody, like, for me to get in your head, I go, yeah, it's all well and good you being a champ, but you're never at home, your kids never see you. Like, you're a man with children. Like, if somebody said that to you, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know?
That's it. You lose your composure straight away, and then suddenly it's not about the title. I want to rip your face off.
Yeah, and like, that's why it's good. And I think like the match on Sunday night will be good. It'd be great if Joe could win one, like, with the belt. He doesn't necessarily need it. Like, I think what might be coming down the road kind of feeds into the next match. I think The Miz is going to win a championship.
He deserves it.
I think he's going to get another victory over Daniel Bryan, and he's going to say, hey, this is the guy you all said was the best. I beat him twice now. I want my title shot. He beats him. Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. Boom. And then Bryan eventually beats him as a WrestleMania.
There you go.
Barring that nobody gets injured. That was the next match, was Miz and Daniel Bryan. And it was okay.
I enjoyed it. So it was one of the better matches tonight too.
It was chapter 1, and it was very much a chapter 1 match.
And I called it. I called it. I think I said something like Maurice was due to appear again, and you don't build a match up to that stature and have it finished in one night.
Oh no, like, this is a big thing. But it was funny, less than a month before like that started, I was listening to an interview Daniel Bryan did, and he said, oh, you know, what's the story with you and The Miz? And he said, do you trust the WWE to tell this story properly? And then all of a sudden it started, and I don't know whether he probably obviously knew it was coming, but that they're kind of goading him. They're like, oh, we'll show you how well we can tell a story. And in fairness, up to this is good. The couple of weeks since, there's a lot of things where like their wives are involved.
I don't like that.
And I mean, it'll be okay, and it's a way to get like a stopgap match in between, so we can get this thing on till, we can add another month to it. But I just want to see those 2 guys wrestle each other, and hopefully Daniel Bryan beats him in the end, because like, it's 8-9 years in the making. He had to retire, then resolve the talk and smack stuff and everything else. Like, it is going that way that Daniel Bryan has to win it, otherwise he looks like a loser. But at the end, I was watching it, my other half was here, and I said, oh no, we're going to get a mixed tag match next. And I think that's what's coming next.
Yeah,
so,
and I think Daire said the same.
And like, that's no disrespect to Brie or Maurice. They're perfectly fine performers, but I want to see the 2 guys. Like, that's the story to me.
Mixed tag matches can be either really good are really bad. Like,
and I would hate, as you were saying, a lot of times they have this idea and then something doesn't work and then you go, no, let's bin this. And I really worry that there could be a bad mixed tag match and then somebody in charge goes, yeah, let's get rid of that feud, and then we don't get to see
what you want. What you really want to see. Like mixed tag matches, like you can name so many bad ones. I actually enjoyed that one at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, like
that was maybe. I know it was built up. You're like, it was, gimmick match, but I found myself sitting going, oh, that was good.
Oh yeah, but again, it was one that they had a long time to prepare for it, so everything was right. And yeah, it was Ronda Rousey's first professional wrestling match, but she is like a top athlete.
She's rough around the edges, you see. So was it Mickey James she threw over an announce table? She didn't give Mickey the chance to kind of jump or leverage herself. She just chucked her shoulder first. That was great. I'm not on the Ronda bandwagon, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far.
I think because I had my not doubts, but at the start there was too much smiling going on. And I was like, I want to see the Ronda Rousey from the UFC where she just looks at someone like, if I catch your arm, I'm going to rip it off. And that's kind of happening now. And so she does have to, you have to have a character.
Yep.
Because, it kind of happened to Brock Lesnar where he came in, and he came back again, and he's beating people up, and then he was doing German suplexes, and we were all counting along, and they were putting the number up on the screen, and then eventually everybody got bored of that as well. So, you do need a character under that to...
You see, that's when he came back first. It was Liquor Morlock.
Mm-hmm.
He was snapping arms everywhere, and then it was, we're stopping that, and you're just going to German suplex somebody to death. Mm-hmm. Which was great for one match, maybe two.
See, it's an interesting thing, because, I do jiu-jitsu. That's not a brag. I'm a white belt. I mean, it's not. But
brag, man, brag.
No, but the thing is, a Kimura lock, when you've been caught in one of those, you know how sore, how legitimately bad that is to be in. But I don't know how well it looks on TV. And that's probably a reason they were like, yeah, we need you to be throwing guys around because that looks better on camera. But, if this was a legit fight, I would go to break the guy's arm before it's thrown around.
What is it?
But it's, they've done it as well with, because they kept, when it was last year's WrestleMania when Shane and AJ had the match and he kept, Shane McMahon's trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then he caught AJ Styles in a triangle that honestly he could have walked out of. But when you have that tiny bit of training, you look at these things now I can see how it's close, but and that's the thing with Ronda Rousey's armbar is this sounds like I'm shitting a wrestler, I'm not, but she could legitimately break somebody's arm if she really wanted to.
It's not the armbar we're accustomed to watching where the legs are crossed and it's like, it's an armbar. She's literally trying to drive the shoulder out of a socket.
It was because it's part of the theatre thing, because when I started in jiu-jitsu, when you catch somebody in a choke, and I'd be going, and trying to put a strain on, and then you're like, that's absolutely no good to you're actually far better to, somebody said, you don't choke somebody, you suffocate them. So you just go nice and gently, and every time they breathe in, put a bit more pressure on, and eventually they can't breathe out anymore. That's how you choke them out. But none of that looks good on TV or a wrestling show.
Not in the land of
But
Kayfabe.
she's making that transition. I think for somebody who's only 6 months in, she's entertaining to watch, and she does look not look like she's hurting people, but I buy her as a champion, and I mean it's maybe looking like her and Charlotte. That's where they're going
for Mania
eventually.
But yeah, that is the dream match. But as we're speaking about Ronda, she won her match against
Alexa Bliss.
4-minute match.
Mm-hmm. Kind of had to be. I like Alexa Bliss. She's a great heel. As soon as she walks out, you're like,
yeah, I love to hit you. Yeah, I just don't like you. You open your mouth. Yeah, I'm not going to know what you're going to say.
When she was in NXT, she was just the manager to Blake and Murphy, and then all of a sudden they moved her up and she was the champion. What? But she's really. You don't doubt her as a champion or a challenger.
Her credentials, I like what I see from her.
She is small, but that doesn't matter. She backs it up she backs up her talk and everything else, but she had to run into a Ronda Rousey wall at some stage.
Yeah, it happened early. Where are we? Another very disappointing match. The Demon came back at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You see, these guys had a couple of good matches prior to this, so I was thinking, right, they'll have to raise the bar again for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
It was another one of the matches like the Braun and KO one that I don't afford to. Man and a half.
Yeah. It's just like my feelings on the Demon character are similar to what I heard like Fergal David say before he went to the WWE. It was like that character in Japan only came out on special occasions, and they've never really they've never got that in WWE. It just seems like we can put this paint on and then we can sell the toy with that paint. Like they've never really pushed a reason. They're like, oh, you've pushed him to this part that he has to bring this side of his character out. That's the only way he can win. Like Baron Corbin's fine. Since he shaved his head, I dislike him less because he's fine cop down. But
somebody's finally told him, he's like, yeah, you're picking a bit there.
Yeah, it got a big cheer and everything else, and that's grand, but I don't see why it happened. I don't understand the story they're trying to tell. Like, it wasn't to say that, Finn Balor had been beaten down so much that he had to, he really had to go to the well, he had to go to this dark place inside himself to get something to win. It was just my artist was in town and I said, do you want to paint me up? And she said, yeah, we'll paint you up.
Cheap up.
Yeah, it felt like it did cheapen the actual Demon character a bit, but the thing is, we almost got him in some sort of pumpkin outfit last year and Bray Wyatt got sick and then we got Finn Balor and AJ Styles. If that had happened, that would be the end of the Demon character, I think. So you can be happy that he's still a viable option, but you do need to do something more. Like, I know other people have talked about this as well, where he doesn't have different moves when he's the Demon. He doesn't.
Yeah.
There needs to be something to differentiate to make you go, oh, shit just got real.
Like a different finish or something.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. That's actually a good point. Finn Balor is. I didn't realize his age. He's 35.
He's around a long time, but yeah. I mean, he's anybody who goes to Japan as a foreigner, and not like a racist thing in Japan, but when you come from outside, it's really hard to break into that system.
Yeah.
And he went straight.
Oh, he was the king, and that's the thing. He went to the top in NXT, and then when they brought him on the main roster, he done what nobody else had done, and he was champ within 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, he got drafted and then went straight into the championship match and then got injured during it. So
that was a shame because I'd love to see where they would have took him from there. But he hasn't even got his title shot since.
Did he get a title match against Roman Reigns since SummerSlam?
Sorry, I did there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I mean that was 2 years in the waiting.
Yeah.
So
that was me. I come back from injury. I was yo,
that's
motherfucker.
I would have thought that would have been the story that he comes back and says, hey, there's a guy walking around there with my belt. And I would love to have seen him and Brock Lesnar.
They didn't fancy it for some reason. I don't know, was it size? Because he's not, I know Vinnie Mac likes these big muscular men. He's in good shape. And if you use, was it last year's Survivor Series match, AJ and Brock?
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Yeah.
You thought he's been squashed within the first 10 months. But AJ fights back.
That's when AJ won the title. So since
that's
October,
right.
November, because Brock Lesnar apparently just said, "I'm not wrestling Jinder Mahal," and they were like, "Okay, Brock, whatever you want." This sounds like I'm shitting all over Jinder. I don't mind him; he's grand, But
you see, I didn't mind him either. I accepted him as a top guy at the time. But sure, where's he now?
That's it.
He's in a gimmick.
Had his time and then went straight back down.
That's. Come on, guys, you can do better than this.
But no, I really would like them to have Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, even going for the Intercontinental. But that didn't happen because now they're the Shield's off doing their thing.
Yeah.
Still footering with this thing with Baron Corbin. That needs to end. He needs to move on to something more substantial. But they don't really know what to do with him, and that's kind of the problem with a lot of guys is they don't Bobby Lashley came back after WrestleMania what has he done? I wouldn't have been the biggest Bobby Lashley fan,
No.
but the guy has legit MMA. Like he fought in Bellator, a heavyweight champ or heavyweight contender, and like he was thought able. The natural thing there is put him in against Brock, and I said, look at these two beasts, and you would think that would be right up Vince McMahon's street, but
You see, Bobby looks the part. No, he can't talk. He could do with someone like Heyman. I would turn him heel. He comes out, he's walking around the ring, and he's the biggest smile on his face. Like it's like, oh wow, these people are looking at me. Oh, that guy's wearing a t-shirt. You're supposed to be big and mean. Don't fucking smile so much.
it's funny because they corrected that with Ronda Rousey. She was doing too much smiling at the start.
Yeah.
And now like she'll come out and smile, and then kind of that bit of the music hits and the face goes. You're like, alright, she means business now.
Yeah.
Now obviously they can't have everybody doing that, but like if I'm a dude like Bobby Lashley, I don't need to smile about anything. Like unless he's smiling, like I could beat any one of you fuckers up. Like there's nobody can put a hand on me. But it just seems they did the same thing with Apollo Crews. They did the same. Like Finn Balor smiles too much.
Yep, agreed.
You know,
Like you don't mind somebody smiling off their baby face, but not
What are you
that
smiling
childish
at?
grin. You're come on, where's the competition? You know. Lashley, I don't know. Like he beat Reigns clean, which I was shocked at. It was clean finish. Going, wow, they've actually put Reigns down with another face, and then done nothing. I don't know.
like Bobby would have been around when I wasn't watching it as much,
Same.
so I don't have that same nostalgia with him.
Yeah.
But like you look at the dude, and like yeah, he looks like he could fight, and as I said, he has that like legit experience, but they just haven't bothered mentioning. Now, maybe it's because they want to keep the UFC sweet that they don't want to talk about Bellator, but at the same time, you got to use what the guy has. He does probably need a mouthpiece.
Yep.
But look, they're bringing all these 205 guys up to manage guys in the main roster now. So maybe, well, they had Leo Rush. Was Leo Rush with them? Apparently, Vince McMahon said, why are we paying these guys to work once a month? So you're going to see more of them, apparently, like Drake Maverick.
Yeah.
Was the author's opinion last week. But no, apparently, yeah. I think that happened on Monday night. Leo Rush was kind of being the hype man. And that might work, because I think that's what Bobby needs, because he can do it in the ring, but this is professional wrestling, so you need an outsider in too. I mean, he had Donald Trump at one stage, so
That's right. He had Donald backing him. To me, Lashley, like his finish is like a suplex or something. Nah, if I was Lashley, I was coming into that ring and I was at F5, never fuck around me. I'm just, oh, what are you doing? That's Brock's finish. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Look at the size of me.
Time to come and stop.
Exactly. I'm not feared of him. Bring his belt too. You know, that's. We could go on with this for a while, actually. Shinsuke. That's the last match on the. No, sorry, the second last match we haven't spoken about. Shinsuke defeated Jeff Hardy. 11 minutes.
I don't really remember a lot about this match.
It's nothing memorable.
And when he came into NXT from the very first match against Sami Zayn, I was like, Nakamura is the man. Like, that's what I want to see. And we went to a show in Dublin, and he was on, and I watched it live, and like, I get it now. Like, this guy has a weird charisma to describe to someone who doesn't watch wrestling. Like, if you imagine like a Japanese version of Michael Jackson and Freddie Mercury, but he can also knee you in the chin and knock you out.
Just got a nerve that just makes you kind of sit in awe.
Oh yeah, like when he comes out, you're like, oh, there's something going on here, you know. And I think since he's come up, they just haven't really. They either haven't let him do it, or I don't know, maybe like. See, it's different in NXT because you're not traveling.
Yes, that's true.
And like, he's in America, his family's back in Japan. I'm assuming. It's probably not that, you know. You have to have different motivations to get yourself like, but it feels like I'm glad they haven't lost faith in him and gone down some sort of weird stereotype, vaguely racist character route that they would have done, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I want to see the Shinsuke Nakamura who has, again, legit MMA experience. He was a badass champion in NXT. Him and Samoa Joe had some unbelievable matches. And like, it just... I really wanted him to win the title at WrestleMania. I thought that was the time to do it. And then, as we said, he spent 2 months punching 80,000 in ups. And then I was like, oh, he's the US champion now. Like, it just feels like a consolation prize.
Yeah.
Because they're not ready, like they don't have faith in him to be the champion. Like, I don't understand, because when you watch him, and if you watch those NXT matches, like, oh, this guy he has everything that you need, you know.
It's a strange one. Did they explain why Orton just came out and said Batter Jeff every week?
They've been doing something, like he came out and wiped off his face paint, and he was talking about like getting at Jeff's character, and now Jeff had some promo, but they're going into Hell in a Cell on Sunday night, and I worry for Jeff Hardy because he likes throwing himself off things, and he's kind of said before like that Hell in a Cell was the one match he hasn't done yet, but hopefully it's got more than this, because this one just, yeah, like if you had said to me a year and a half ago that I would watch a Shinsuke Nakamura match and not be excited about it before and after, I'm like, were we talking about the same guy here? But, you know, they all talk about the brass ring, and maybe like he's not doing enough to make himself, you know,
pushing himself to the next level.
If you listen to these guys talking, like if you listen to Chris Jericho talk, he's clearly not afraid of Vince McMahon. And he just says, look, this is what I want to do, and Vince goes, I like it or I don't. And then he'll come back with another idea, and you just wonder, like maybe Shinsuke, because he seems like a decent kind of guy when you like read interviews and stuff, like maybe he's just like, I just like being a wrestler, and I have a contract here for a couple of years, and I'll make a few dollars, and then I'll go back home, and maybe he's happy with that, but it just would be nice to see him at the top, you know, doing what he was doing before, like,
yeah,
you know.
100%. Because that's the thing, he establishes himself in NXT as a top guy, and you're like, yes, I want you to get to that point up in the main roster.
And like even the match everybody was hoping for at WrestleMania, when you watch the one he had with AJ in Japan before like AJ left, you're like, oh, you just want a wee bit of that, and like his character just isn't coming through. They kind of turned him into, oh, I'm just a sneaky heel now. No, you had more. That character had more like honor than that before. Like he wouldn't. I mean, that might be a Japanese thing, but like he wouldn't just do the sneaky thing. He'd beat you fair and square or lose fair and square.
Here's your belt. Not yet.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see it. I don't know. It's not exciting me anyway. That part of SmackDown at the moment. Yeah, we've touched on it. We've really spoiled it. There's no spoiler here. We all knew it was going to happen. Reigns defeated Lesnar for the Universal title in just over 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Braun came down before the match started and basically says, yeah, I'm going to stand here and squish whoever wins. I think the only reason Braun was out there was to keep people interested in the match.
Maybe, like, I think the thing with Brock Lesnar is absence will make the heart grow fonder. And if we don't see him again for a few months, the night he comes back and that music plays, the place will go mental.
Yeah.
But at this point, the story they were telling coming up to it was he doesn't really want to be here, he doesn't really care, and that's okay, and people bought into that, but they kind of had to wheel Braun Strowman out to be like, here's a guy you might like to see win, like, oh, he might cash in. Like, they already did the best cash in of all time. That was Seth Rollins.
Yes. Agreed.
Everything after that is going to be like, oh yeah, it's okay, but like that guy ran in at the end of WrestleMania. And like,
I would do a pod, an hour-long pod dedicated to that one moment. I loved it. I didn't call it because I thought it was too obvious, but the moment this music hit, you're like, yes.
Mm-hmm. But then that's the thing with this one. I didn't think Braun was going to cash in. I was like, this is a stalling tactic, and because Brock is not so, I don't want to say lazy, like the dude's athletic and he's built like nobody else that was ever alive, but like his matches have just been, they've all been kind of the same formula for the last while.
Yeah.
And would you say this was like just over 6 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't need to go any longer than that.
But that wasn't even Brock and Lesnar for 6 minutes. That was
entrances and everything.
That was entrances. Yeah, and that was included Brock going out and knocking fuck out of Braun too.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was just people watch them at WrestleMania. They watch them at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, WrestleMania people are getting bored with all the F5s. They're like, Roman just put him. We're just going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reason any pop came at all is because shit, Lesnar won. He's not legal.
Yeah, well, that was the surprise ending, I suppose, at WrestleMania. Because everybody was like, "Oh, this is Roman Reigns' coronation." Like I don't dislike Roman. I think he's actually quite good. On the internet, you can't say that, but like, if you're supposed to take it like it is a sport, if that's what part of the show is, it doesn't work if the champion isn't on at least every 6 weeks,
Yes.
And otherwise, like, what are we fighting for? What's the reason to tune in? So like, it makes sense to have a champion who's actually going to be on TV. And Roman, like, he looks like a champion. He wrestles like a champion. People mightn't like him because he's kind of been forced down their throat a wee bit. Well, not a wee bit.
That's not his fault, though.
Look, if somebody says, "Hey, do you want to pay a couple of $1 million and be the head of this company?" Like, what I need to do, just keep doing what you've been doing. Okay. And they put the shield around him now as well, and that works. People like the shield.
I love the shield.
And there will be a big reaction when that breaks down again, but. Roman's the champ, I kind of imagine them losing it for a while. Which kind of suppose leads into talking about this weekend because I can't see him losing the Braun Strowman so quick.
I can't see it either.
Otherwise, what was the point of all of those other matches we've watched for the last 2 years?
But see, especially in this instance when Lesnar's been a champ for over a year, and then suddenly it's like, now Reigns has got it. Okay, we knew that was going to happen. But what about these other 8 guys we want to see in that title picture?
Mm-hmm.
When are they going to get in now? We've been starved of this story. Like, I don't think we heard the last of Lesnar.
No, I think he will be back. I think he's due to fight Cormier in January or February.
Yeah, January. I think it is end of January.
And I suppose he decides after that what he wants to do next. But I would like to see him come back, but I don't want to see him in a title match. If it was a case. Maybe like a retirement match for Triple H if he was to beat The Undertaker now in Australia and starts making noises about coming back, and then maybe that's a way for him to go out in go out in the shield. An actual metaphorical shield as opposed to Reigns and Rollins and those. But yeah, I think Lesnar will be back at some stage, but I don't want to. We don't need to see him as champ. He's an attraction. He doesn't need to.
You're going to watch no matter what he does. It's just. There's certain guys in the card need to be in that title picture just to kind of go, okay, show us something different.
If it's supposed to be a sport, then you should have numerous guys contending for the top. It didn't really feel like that for the last year and a half, so maybe now.
Okay, I think I would like to touch on. We'll kind of fly through this one. This is NXT Brooklyn 4. You're dining your teeth into this one, I can tell.
I know, and people have been listening to us for nearly an hour now, and there could be another hour in this, but we won't keep them all day. The takeover shows are always more enjoyable, but then that's because I'm part of the audience that they're aiming the show at. Like, if we were sitting to watch NXT and not enjoying it, then it's not doing its job.
Exactly.
So, you should be enjoying those shows, but it's strong all the way through. They only have 5 matches.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. You can watch the whole thing in less than 3 hours.
And the 5 matches are all attractive. It's not those main card filler matches. It's like, let's see what happens here.
Well, that's when you watch a takeover, where's the piss break match?
Exactly.
There isn't one.
There's not. You're dancing like, is that or you got the shit bucket out?
Establishment. I think we run it.
Sorry, I kicked it with my foot. Yeah. Undisputed Era. How much do you love them?
I do. I like them. I like what they're doing.
Like them.
That match and the couple of matches they had against Mustache Mountain were just exactly what you want. The guys are really good at what they do, doing it really well.
Yeah.
They'd obviously told the story about the title being thrown in the where Undisputed Era won the titles back. There was a thing though, somebody was saying, I didn't really get across in commentary, which is unusual because Mauro Ranallo is really, really good. But that within NXT there's the rule that in a tag match you can break up one pin, but if you break up another one, you get disqualified. Which they didn't really talk about because sometimes on the main roster tag matches there's breaks and breaks and breaks, but apparently within NXT that's a rule. So that's why they had this rule title in, because they couldn't go in and break it up again because they didn't want to get disqualified even though they would have kept their titles. But like they were trying to tell the story that obviously Undisputed Era don't give a shit. And they'll win anywhere they want. Whereas most Irish men are very like proud Englishmen and wouldn't dare cheat. So
wouldn't besmirch their own good name.
no, definitely not. But no, it was a good match. Now they're all really good, and like Roderick Strong has become a lot more interesting since he.
Yeah.
Because I liked him, but like he was just kind of like, oh, he's just again he was another smiley good guy.
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, I can do all sorts of moves. Like, yeah, but what are you about though? Like, oh, I do neck breakers. Like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like he turned on Pete Dunne. Like, now you're interested.
I like that. I did like that. I think Undisputed Era needed someone like him there as well, just to make the bit more legit.
It might have been because of the injury to Bobby Fish. Were like, oh, we need another guy in here. But they're an interesting group. They make sense. Obviously, then their leader lost his title later on the night. It'll be interesting to see how that changes the dynamic of the characters.
Yeah.
Maybe they decide he was the guy who beat up Aleister Black. I don't know. We haven't really got a.
No, they've really done a Coronation Street EastEnders type thing on that now, where they have the 2 minutes of footage of them leaving the building to go into the scene. And it's kind of like, yeah, if you're just past half the roster that happened to be outside.
It was like a sort of a weird movie.
There's Johnny Gargano was coming in the door, and Tommaso Ciampa, the obvious suspect, is just walking about outside.
They're getting good mileage out of it though on NXT TV. Then did you see the one last week where Heavy Machinery were being questioned? Sorry, I almost hit the table. But
not at all.
The two guys are in being questioned. I don't remember which one was. One is Tucker and the other one is I don't know. But the bigger guy was like being questioned by William Regal, but he thought that William Regal was questioning him because he broke the toilet. And he was like really apologising for everything he'd done. And then William Regal's like, you do know this is the investigation about Aleister Black? And he's like, oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. The only thing they missed is they missed a sort of a William Regal dirty look, which is what he was famous for back in the day.
This isn't the shit bucket, by the way, guys. I'm actually pouring a cup of coffee.
This is definitely coffee. It looks like coffee.
It's like an Austin Powers joke.
It was kind of just missing that. I wanted his disgusted look, and didn't quite happen because obviously he's the GM and he's taking it very seriously.
He's not going to besmirch stuff. That's the second time I've used his catchphrase.
He's champion. Velveteen Dream and EC3. I love those two guys.
Yeah, like Velveteen Dream. He can move. Like it really is entertaining to watch.
I know like other people have said this, but he does look like a young Shawn Michaels. He has that charisma, and he can also
and the swagger
really wrestle. And like any guy who puts on the back of his tights, call me up, Vince.
Yeah, it was class.
Like I don't like using the word pop. I popped at that because I'm like, that's a guy who knows his audience,
Vince is going to laugh, kind of going.
And even for the last takeover, they were doing the interview with him because he was in the last Tough Enough. But they just did this little segment where they showed like a little video of him in Tough Enough when he was going under his real name, and then it just cut back to him as the Dream, and he said, "The Dream has no recollection of this." I was like, "Fuck, it's so good!" Like, he just like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not Patrick Clark in the Velveteen Dream.
It's like he's not creating a character. He knows. He has the role, and he knows exactly the stages ahead of him and what he needs to do to sell it.
He's he's had a few really good matches, and he's like 23. I like EC3. He's a guy he may be in NXT for a while, but that's okay. I like wrestling heels who really love their own entrance, and he really loves his own entrance.
Oh, he just sells it.
I just think it's always really good when the guy's like, yeah, listen to that music. My music, how good is that? This is another really good match.
Top 1%.
Velveteen Dream really needed to win because he's had too many losses.
That's right. Yeah.
Matches now, and kind of looks like maybe he's going to be the next guy to get a title shot in NXT. But it was a good match.
I'll watch anything he's in. It's just
And
one
like
of
for a
them.
guy who's at the start of his career,
23.
he can only get better
Unreal.
if he kind of keeps his nose clean. And I hope sounds like such a nerdy hipster things to say, but I would like him to stay on NXT for a while. I don't want him
definitely.
to be called up because I don't know if they know what to do with that character up there. He would become kind of like another version of Goldust, which wouldn't be the worst thing, but he's something different. And I think even in NXT, they're not sure yet he's not sure, but he's getting there, and he's always entertaining. And he was in that whatever 6-8 man ladder match at
That's right.
New Orleans, and he lost his match. Like the last year, I know this is going back now. We're supposed to be reviewing the last one, but the match with Aleister Black last November was unbelievable. The whole story of him, he just wanted him to say his name, and Aleister Black refused. And I'm like, it's such a simple story, but they did it so well, and that's how you know he's such a good character, because he brought it. And okay, I can see why that would be a motivating factor for the guy, where he's he wanted him to respect his name, basically. I would like to see what they're going to do with him. Maybe he's the next challenger. It'd be interesting if they go with that.
I hope. To be honest, the whole NXT roster, I want them to stay there long term. I don't want them to move because you're starting off again at a different place, and it's going to be a while before you get that character that you loved. Speaking of other characters I loved, Ricochet, Adam Cole.
Baby.
I love it. It's just Ricochet won the North American title, beating Adam Cole. 15-minute match, but it's enjoyable to watch the two guys go.
Was Ricochet was the guy who was in the match a couple of years ago? Was it with Will Ospreay? And people were like, "Oh, just flippy shit." Excuse me. But it's he's just really good at what he does, and the spot at the end where he did the flip, the super kick. I was watching it you just. There's moments where you forget that it's a show, and your brain just goes, "He's dead," or how do you get hit like that and not just clap the choreography goes into it or whatever? But it was again they built it up so well over the last couple of months, with those two characters. But I think it's better to see that title with Ricochet.
Yes.
Because I think he maybe needs it more.
See, Adam Cole will need it. He walks out, does the stand in the apron, boom, people love it, goes in, Adam Cole, baby. That if he didn't wrestle, he walked back out again. You were like, oh, that was class. I love his entrance.
But they're kind of going now with this thing with Ricochet and Pete Dunne. They're having a champion versus champion match in 2 weeks or probably a week's time. Again, they have a different dynamic to Ricochet and Adam Cole. These guys, they put these different combinations together and they keep working. Adam Cole, I like the idea of him being in charge of this group who all have titles, but he doesn't. And that thing of, does he get selfish then? I don't want them to break up on Undisputed anytime soon.
No.
But you could see them maybe going down a route where he starts putting himself in the tag team matches because he wants to be carrying a belt or whatever. But now Ricochet is a North American title. I think he's going to be a better champion because he'll defend it more because he's himself and he's out to prove himself. So, but no, it was a really good match. But that one spot is the one you're like, holy shit! How do you? Because it was so he caught him. There was no big slap of the thigh. He caught him right in the neck.
I like Ricochet. Like people say, it's all it's all flippies and stuff like that. There, nah, it's great. He just does it so well.
It's like anything comedy, movies, whatever it is. You want to see people who are really good at what they do, doing what they do really well.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, if you're watching football or you're watching darts or whatever. You want to see the best people performing at the highest level, and that's what somebody like him. You're like, there isn't an athlete like him in the world who could do what he does.
That's what about he flipped up outside the ring and landed his 2 feet. There's one on the ramp. You're like, what?
How do you not break your ankles or bust your knees doing it?
Yeah, why should just lie there crippled? So Vince McMahon jumped in the ring and done his 2 knees. And there you are jumping over the ring.
Laughing at an old man for this.
It's just in the battery, doesn't it? Something in his ass then. Two more matches for you. What Carrie Sane defeated Shania Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
13 minutes.
Yeah.
Carrie rose very fast.
I'm not sure I get her character.
The pirate.
I don't like. I understand Shayna Baszler better because again, it's that thing. I'm a legit fighter, and here to beat people. Okay, I can understand that. The pirate thing. I mean, you did a cool thing with her on NXT where she came out and the belt was inside the treasure chest.
Yeah.
But apparently at the show, she accidentally threw the belt into the crowd because she was throwing the gold coins, and apparently she threw it. Because when I watched it on the TV, I was like, "That's a weird cut." And then it turned out there's footage of her accidentally throwing the belts into the crowd, which would be a nice prize to get. But
that's how you do it.
I don't know if you're officially the champ at that stage or how it works, but I mean, it was an entertaining match. Like we had an entertaining match last year in the Mae Young Classic.
That's right.
Final.
Yep.
Like they're both very good at what they do. She has this amazing elbow drop that everybody really loves. I'm just not sure I get it, but then that's the beauty of the whole thing is
it's for everybody.
You know, there's different things for different people. Like the character, which I think is a very interesting character. She hasn't really got to the top there yet. Is what's her name? Lacey Evans, when she was a US Marine.
Yes.
And she's the lady of NXT. A lot of people don't like that. Like, no, I understand that character where she's just like, I'm better than the rest of you. And like that's a trope in wrestling that's been used many, many times. But when it's done well, you buy in. But I just don't get the pirate thing. That doesn't mean I don't think she's not very good at what she does, you know. But I don't know if I buy her as the champ.
Be interesting to see where she goes. It's the same thing I was thinking too. Like, oh, she rose very fast. Are there ideas, or do they have ideas? So, what comes next will
because you see, they kind of cleared out the women's side of NXT around WrestleMania time.
Yeah.
Like Ember Moon went up, and Asuka was already up, and kind of a wee bit in limbo. And they've got a very strong, and you'll see like with the Mae Young Classic, there's a lot of really good women there, but like. I mean, Nikki Cross is kind of being left out now because the rest of Sandy went up. She didn't. She's really good because she's just crazy, and you can kind of buy in. Like, but I don't know if she needs to be the champion because why would somebody who's crazy like that character even care about? Like, she just wants to beat people up.
Yeah. And
laugh about it, but yeah, it's the whole thing keeps you watching because like, well, what are they going to do next?
Yeah. Why have they done that?
Yeah.
Show me why you've done it. All right, the main event. I'm going to let you go on this one. Just Tommaso Ciampa, who I love, versus Johnny Gargano, who I love. Last man standing.
Yeah.
Just shy of 34 minutes. Just when you said about guys that love their own entrances, I love Ciampa's entrance. No music. Name hits the screen.
They've given him music now.
They have not.
Apparently at some of the NXT house shows he's been coming out to music. I hope it's just a thing for those shows. I don't want it on TV. Because it works so well.
There's no other entrance like it.
His name goes up on the screen and everybody starts booing.
But that's the thing, it's like anybody else, you'd be like, you can't do it because you can't guarantee people are going to boo him, so we don't give a shit. This guy, name hits the screen, you're automatically like, it's him.
Yeah.
It's him. Like, I love him. I think he's great. I think he's the ultimate bad guy at the minute, especially when he's turned on the ultimate face in NXT with Johnny Gargano. They've just done a trilogy of matches. I love the three of them. I'll let you have a wee word on this one.
Well, the thing with this match was this was plan B because it was supposed to be a triple threat match.
Yeah.
And then Aleister Black got his injury, which is a terrible injury for any gentleman to get. But he got an injury to his testicular region. I think one of those, when you see the guy getting dropped on the ropes,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, that must hurt, but I think that's what happened to him. So they had to write him off TV for a couple
Did they pop one?
That may have happened. I'm not 100% sure, but so originally the plan was a triple threat. Then he got injured. Somehow managed to wrestle a match to lose the title to Ciampa, which is perfect because some people are like, oh, Johnny Gargano should have won that. Like, why? He keeps losing when he's in big matches. So, and like that's the thing they're doing with Ciampa now. He refuses to show up on TV, but he's doing it in a better way than Brock Lesnar because he just came out and said, well, I'm the champ and I'm beating everybody, so why do I need to be there? Like, give me something to come back and fight for, and I'll come back. But no, this match was the third one. I'm going to use a strong word. They've cheated a bit because they've had 3 matches where, you know, they had the unsanctioned match, and then the Chicago Street Fight, and then the Last Man Stand, which are essentially 3 versions of the same story.
Yeah.
But they've told really good stories, and this one was just like, I'm trying to explain to another half why wrestling can be really good. And in fairness, she's not like, there's probably guys out there going, I wish my girlfriend or wife would even like let me watch wrestling. But I'm just trying to show her, like, if you watch the storytelling in this match, it's so good. Like, there's a thing in like screenwriting and playwriting called Chekhov's gun. So Chekhov was this Russian writer, he's very famous, but he had this rule that if you see a gun on stage in Act 1, somebody has to get shot in Act 3. You can't bring things out and not pay them off. And in this match, and the same in the other 2 matches, they kept bringing things up and paying them off. Like, in Chicago, they exposed the boards, and then they went off for 20 minutes, and you kind of forgot that was there.
Yeah.
And then boom, that's the end of the match. But in this one, like, they had all the callbacks. So they did the boards again. They were using the knee brace. They were using the crutch. Like, it was just so good. And as we were chatting, we didn't want to chat too much before we started recording. But when you're watching the match, they show you the ending halfway through, but you don't realize that's the end of the match. Like, oh, these 2 guys. Like, this could be the peak for them within WWE because they might know what to do with them when they move up. But, like, this match, I know some people didn't like the ending, but I think it makes sense. Like, you've seen that thing before of you have a good guy who gets so obsessed with winning or so obsessed with beating the other guy up that he forgets to win the match.
Yeah.
And that's what happened at the end because Ciampa was smart and he's, you know, he stood off the stage at 9.5 and won the thing, and it's great. And it makes more sense. It'll be great for Johnny to win, but like, it's kind of messed up again because they don't have patience. Like, at the end of that show, it was kind of like the end of the show last year when Tommaso turned on Johnny and he was down on his knee. I was like, oh, he's hurt the knee that Tommaso hurt. And I wanted to take him off TV until January and have him come back then, like, back motherfucker, and like then you stretch that story out to nearly 2 years, which never happens. But like, they had so many bits, but like, he's back on TV now in these last couple of weeks, and he's starting to sound a bit whiny, and I hope they're not setting a thing up where he attacked Aleister Black because he just wanted one more shot at Tommaso and he couldn't do the job, because then he kind of turns heel.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen.
I would be disappointed because I think Johnny's a good guy. And like, the storytelling they've done up to this, like with his wife, like getting involved and kind of saying, you're losing perspective here, you're so focused on beating Tommaso. Like, even the thing they did in the last match where like Tommaso took off his wedding ring and stabbed him straight away, like, what an asshole. Yeah. And those are the things, despite yourself, when you sit here like, oh, I've watched this for 20 years and I know everything, and then you see something like, ah, I never saw that coming. And those are the kind of moments that you kind of go, this is why I like watching this. But those 2, they told 3 amazing stories. I guess they have one more, but I don't want to see it yet. I want them to get distracted on other things from it and then come back. But the thing is, you know, how long do they let them stay in NXT? Did they bring one of them up? I don't know what they do with it. Like, I don't think. I mean, Johnny's Johnny wrestling, people like him, but outside of NXT, he's 205 written all over him. Which sounds like, I like the guy and I would love to see him on WWE, but I don't think, like, I read a thing, it might have been a joke, that the only reason that the 2 of them are still on NXT is because Vince McMahon doesn't know their names, so he doesn't know to ask about them. Now that could be, you know, a bullshitty story that somebody made up, but if he doesn't know who they are and that's the reason they're on NXT, I hope he doesn't find out who they are for a while, because I don't think we've had the closure to that story.
No, because if they were to do a 4th one in 3 or 4 months' time, you'd watch it again.
Oh yeah, like,
you know.
You try to think like, what's the natural conclusion where they go. The only thing they haven't done in NXT is a Hell in a Cell. Maybe that, but then you see, we'll talk about Hell in a Cell. Like, it kind of diluted the actual Hell in a Cell match because they have them all the time now.
But how many have they had? A ridiculous amount now.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, there's a couple every year, and like that should be the thing to end the blood feud. And that's what, even though Ciampa is the champion now, this is still a blood. Like the title doesn't really matter in this. And you could say, well, why doesn't somebody else have it? It doesn't matter. It just adds that element to it, and it gives him another reason to go around with his middle finger up, going, "Fuck you guys!" Like, send somebody out who could beat me, you know.
Exactly. It's funny you said Hell in a Cell because especially now when I come up to Sunday, when I thought about it, when we started watching this first, a couple of years ago, one or two. There had only been 3, maybe 4 Hell in a Cell matches, and they were so scarce and so rare. And I think the first one that came up that I was actually following week to week, was the 6-man Armageddon. And you're like, oh my god, Hell in a Cell! This went on, and everyone's going like, Jesus, Hell in a Cell! This is because it's built up as, the Jim Ross saying the reverse vile diabolical structure, and now they have them every other block of months, and they're just a regular match with the one wee spot outside.
It's like anything, if you see it too often, the novelty wears off really quick.
The last time I got excited about a Hell in a Cell match when I seen Shane McMahon
and The Undertaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Shane was the novelty there, Undertaker's kind of the novelty, and you're like, Shane McMahon will jump off something.
Yes.
So.
But the thing is too, and it's funny, was like when Jeff Hardy was doing jumping off the top of stairwells and stuff through tables. It was always somebody suggested, like, Jeff, will you jump off that? And he was like, oh yeah, okay. And he'd go look at it and go, oh, that's higher, I'll jump off that instead.
Yeah.
He didn't. He wanted to do this. He wanted the spotlight. He was a daredevil. So as you say, with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy now in Hell in a Cell Sunday, Jeff has to be a shoo-in for jumping off that cell.
Yeah, I think kind of feels that's what has been set up for. As you just pointed out, last year they had a tag team Hell in a Cell match with the New Day and the Usos, and that was actually quite good because it was a novelty and you hadn't seen a tag match before. Like Randy, I'm glad that he's back being an asshole. I don't like Randy Orton being a good guy.
No, it doesn't suit him at all. Yeah,
he's better off. And Jeff, there's something undeniably likable about Jeff Hardy. There's a real honesty to that character where you just know he knows what he does.
Always the underdog.
Always the underdog, yeah. And it'd be great to see him win. I have a feeling he's gonna probably take himself out, but it'll be
the same finish. Shane McMahon, Undertaker. Jeff jumps, Orton moves.
Yeah, because he's the smart heel, and he'll let him set himself up.
He'll slither his way to a victory. So right, we'll call it. Are we both going for Orton?
Yeah, I'll go for Orton.
Okay, we're just going to fire through these here now with quick predictions. Charlotte versus Becky for the championship.
I think Charlotte wins it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I have a feeling Becky is going to do sort of the Johnny Gargano one. She's going to get so obsessed with beating up Charlotte that she gets herself disqualified.
That's DQ. That's what I was thinking too. It's the same with me and Daire. We go predictions. We never disagree on them very often. Ronda and Bliss for the championship.
It has to be Ronda. I can't see her losing it. So
no.
She'll have to win.
Unless they're. The only way I can see Ronda losing, if they have something else lined up for her at this Evolution pay-per-view, somebody else that's going to come back. Like all these past divas are starting to come forward for this.
I can see that.
Is there a dream match?
My only thing I always think is that they take titles off people far too quickly, and then you end up with somebody who's 27 and they've been an 8-time champion. Kind of makes it look like the championship's not that important.
Yeah.
And it should be the most important thing within the story. I can't see her losing. I can't see her losing clean. That doesn't mean she doesn't lose.
Yeah.
But I think she's going to win.
Right, so you know what? We'll disagree on this one. You're going to go Ronda.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go Bliss Dirty. So I I can't see her beating her 1-on-1, but I just feel there's going to be outside interference in this one. There's going to be something. Something's going to line up around
They
it.
have to send something up for October. I know it's still like 7 weeks
Because
away, but
if she walks over Bliss the same way she walked over Nia Jax, who's going to stop her?
Mhm.
There has to be a wee twist. Shield versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre for the championship.
I think they're calling them the Dogs of War now.
Is it?
Apparently that was the name that Michael Cole kept shouting on Monday night.
Dogs of War.
The Dogs of War, that's Dolph, McIntyre and Braun Strowman.
So Dogs of War versus the Hounds of Justice.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Michael Cole, hang your head in shame.
I guess the Dogs of War win because Roman's going to win later on in the night. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I can't see why you give the guys titles to lose them the week after.
Yeah. Because again, that's that sort of hot potato thing.
Yep.
And it devalues it. I know people are like, well, it's all fake anyway.
But again, there's going to be a
it
dirty
has to
victory.
mean something within the story, and if you just change it after a week, I know they kind of did that with the B team, but they were never going to be the champs for long.
That was a novelty.
And I like Drew McIntyre. You know, he got injured and then he got called back up again really quick because he wasn't going to be in NXT long term anyway.
No.
I think they're going to win. They'll retain. And
Dirty victory.
yeah, they're bad guys.
Daniel Bryan and Brie against Miz and Mrs. Yeah. I think DB is the one this one.
I think so, but I think Brie is going to get the pin. So then Miz has that over him where they go, well, your wife was able to get a win,
Yeah.
but you weren't, so
Brie will pin Maurice.
I think so.
That's yeah. No, that's I can see that. I was saying those 2-1 now, but just as you said, like that's exactly what's going to happen.
Because they're already. I think Daniel Bryan and Miz is already set up for the show in Australia, so you know you're going to get another singles match of the two of them. Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Miz, I would like to tell that story where like, okay, you got a win in inverted commas, but your wife really did it.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can get a win.
I wasn't beat. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's ironic then because he only got the other one because of his wife, so maybe that's the way they go with it.
New Day versus Rusev Day.
I mean, it'll be New Day. I think they're going to break up Aiden English and Rusev and Lana.
I think we should break up New Day as well. I'm kind of sick of them. Not that I'm sick of them, but I've lost interest.
It's funny, because I was thinking, and I heard it on another thing, so people might listen to me and like, he's just regurgitating things he heard in other podcasts, but I just think, what I would like with New Day is if, not necessarily that they break up, but they just go, hey, let's do our own thing for a while, but we'll keep this group together, so like, if anybody gives you shit, we'll step in. Because when you live in a world with 2 world titles, why isn't Kofi Kingston a champion? Like, the guy's really good. He's been around for a long time, but, or Big E as well, like, but no, I think New Day win, and maybe then Rusev goes back to him and Lana. And I would like to see him go back up again. But
Rusev was good. He was undefeated for what, months and months, and he barely won now. You know, yeah, that's how they do it. Styles and Samoa Joe. Joe has to win it. Like I'm just basically repeating the same thing I said at SummerSlam. Joe needs to win something.
It's just a straight match though, is it? There's no special stipulation. I don't think there are.
I don't have anything down here, so they mustn't have, but doesn't mean a night it's it's
No,
no disqualification. Huh, what?
We've seen that happen before. All of a sudden it's no DQ. If it's no DQ, then I think this is the one match in the card where, like, it's weird that these two guys were like the top draw in TNA, and now I think they're in the championship match in WWE. Like, how life comes around. Well, so at SummerSlam, Joe won by DQ.
Because Styles lost the shit.
Again.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the same thing happens, and then Joe says, "Here, can't you get yourself disqualified to keep that title?" And then whatever the next one is.
It's probably Survivor Series the next one, is it? Because I know that it's an all women's pay-per-view
Because
next.
Evolution is the only one in October. It's a long time though, isn't it? Like from now, that's 2 months. They don't really like fans towards that long.
Maybe there is
I
something
think
between.
Joe wins by DQ again, and Styles is still a champ. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going with it.
I'm going to say Joe because I want him to win it. I want Joe. When Joe went to SmackDown, I was like, yes, now he's going to be the top guy that he's always pushing at the roof at the Raw roster, but there's too many up there on the pedestal for him to stand up with them.
Like I think Joe's been really unlucky because the 2 WrestleManias that he's been at the main roster for, he's been injured for both.
Yeah.
So he hasn't had that big moment. But like last year, he had a great match with Brock Lesnar. Like he actually had an entertaining match with Brock Lesnar. Even though you knew Joe isn't going to win this, but
made Brock look good.
Like the dude makes everybody look good. As I said, if you've never watched them, go back and watch all his matches with Finn Balor and Nakamura in NXT because they're just unbelievable. But no, I think
Joe. Let's give it to him. I want him to get it anyway. So
I think he went by DQ, so AJ will still be the champ.
Right, I'm gonna go just
Joe wins it.
Joe wants it just to be different. That's again, I'm going with what I want to happen, not what I think's going to happen. I'm a dreamer. Reigns Strowman. Hell in a Cell.
Mick Foley's the ref as well.
But have they thrown Mick Foley in because just to give the match something? Because again, it's like it's Braun, it's Reigns. We've seen it before. Yeah. Oh, Mick's in there.
I think Mick is in there for a couple of reasons. He's in there because they're airing his 20 Years of Hell comedy special after the pay-per-view on the network, so they want to plug that.
Cheap pop.
And I just have this vision of, the shot of The Rock and Roman after Roman won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, he's with The Rock, he's a good guy. And I think they kind of want a wee bit of that rub from Mick Foley.
They booed him harder at the Royal Rumble, didn't they? Because The Rock was like, oh, you're endorsing him.
But then I think they've probably forgotten that. In Vince's office, he just has a big picture of The Rock and Roman. Like, oh, that was such a great night. Let's do it again. And he's going to have Mick Foley do it. I don't know. Like, Roman wins. There's no way he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how it happens, but, like, I mean, they've both got their teams to, there could be a bit of fuckery around who wins and loses.
Is that why Foley is there? Because, there's a spot that helps them get onto the actual Cell.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, I mean, I can't see either of those guys throwing themselves off the top of the
No, you can't see.
And the thing is,
you can't see Strowman go up at all.
No, well, that's it. And like, if that happens earlier in the night, then that's gone. You can't have 2 people doing it in one night. But,
no.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I didn't see what Mick said on Raw, but I do know that he has been doing that tour, so obviously they recorded it.
I actually seen this snippet today. They didn't really have a reason. He just
walked out in the middle of the
he was out and he was talking about the 20-year anniversary and it spoke to Roman about what it takes to win Hell in a Cell and all the rest, and basically he just said that it said to Stephanie that they want to be a part of this, and he kind of roped the crowd in, going, I'm not going to be here, I'm not going to be there, I'm not going to be ringing the bell, I'm not going to be at the announcers, I'm going to be in the Cell as a special guest referee, and got his pop. But
well, the only thing is, if he's in the Cell with the 2 guys, it means he can't back up a truck full of sawdust. So hopefully that won't happen again.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of sponge on that sawdust. So Rikishi had to do the kind of waterbed effect. It's Reigns all day regardless, I think.
It's just interesting because with Mick Foley, I think he's very open about the fact that every day of his life somebody asks him about that Hell in a Cell match, and that's why he did the stand-up tour. But the WWE won't let it go either. I mean, I agree it's an iconic match in wrestling or whatever, but I don't know why really he's in it. And I love the guy; he was always my favorite. But
there's no fear.
I don't see what it's adding to the match. And he has had a hip replacement. He's not going to be bumping around the place. I hope not, but it's the same when you're watching Daniel Bryan now. As much as I like him, please don't get hit in the head. Please don't get hit in the head.
Don't let it be all for nothing.
So Yeah, I'm just curious, and like I'd be interested to see Mick Foley's special as well, because I saw him do a live show once and it wasn't very good. That was an interesting night. Other people were at that one in Dublin. He couldn't deal with hecklers, and he offered to pay the guy for his ticket if he would leave. But it was like the nicest heckler. The guy just kept shouting, "We love you, Mick! We love you!" But it was no good. We could tell that on another podcast. We keep people even longer. But yeah, Roman wins. I don't see how he loses. And he can't get disqualified in the cell.
No. But just what part's the cell going to play and what part's Foley? I don't know. We know the result, we just don't know how they're going to get that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to have anything to tie in with this. They keep talking about the Triple H Undertaker match in Australia. I don't see how they fit into any of those stories. But
no, I think the only reason that's getting so much push on Raw is because they're just trying to hype up a match that people have seen, and they're never going to top, especially as the guys have, they're a bit more seasoned and they're trying to bring the Australians into play the same way they did when they were over in India.
The great thing about the Australian show is it'll be on at 9:30 Saturday morning here. So you just be able to get out of bed and watch it.
Well, that's the same as
you don't have to stay up.
the Indian show.
Mm-hmm.
It's on at 5:30 in the evening on Friday. This is great. This is amazing watching this here. And it just was a gimmick. Like I didn't, apart from that one spot.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going.
I just want to slide.
Oh, it was great because you just see him and then suddenly you see him come out on the ring. It's like, did he? And then just replay after replay.
That night I watched it live and then I had to go away somewhere. And I was like on Twitter and everybody was talking about Titus. I'm like, he hardly won the Royal Rumble. And they're like, no, but he beat everybody else.
Did you see though when he was coming back out from under the ring, how close he was to actually hitting?
Oh yeah,
he would bring oh, he killed himself because it was that hard. And then people were like, oh no, that was a spot. I'm like, no.
They tried to make hay with that and then just gave up. Where they wanted, they were doing this thing with him where he's like, sometimes in life things don't go the way you plan, but you just get up and get on with it. I was like, that's a very interesting, thing to give a character, and then they just give up after a week or two.
Yeah, there's a wee gimmick where they come out and they're like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
And t-shirts, and it's just like, just take the piss out of them, don't.
Yeah. But it's that perpetual problem where they just give up on things too quick.
Well, we still love it.
Yeah. I'll be probably not watch it on Sunday night. I'll watch it Monday night.
Yeah, it's the same. Stay off internet, go home and watch it. I'm the same.
That is not people want to start tweeting at us all day Monday with results. That's not an invitation to do that.
My fucking phone's going off. I can be one horrible bastard if it comes to spoilers. Pauric, I've enjoyed this. I know you're a busy man. You have a lot going on. Thanks for making a bit of time for me.
No bother. Thanks for asking me. Hopefully this isn't going to miss the big gap in the ratings. If it don't happen that week, like, oh yeah, let's not do that again.
It's definitely the longest pub I've done yet, anyway.
Sorry, I'm a rambler.
No, at all. I've enjoyed every second. I know you're a busy man. What have you got? You've got some stuff coming up, haven't you yourself?
So I do stand up and we organise gigs. So anybody who's in the northwest of Ireland, we have a gig on Culture Night in the Angrainon Theatre in Letterkenny, and it's free, so you couldn't do better than that. And then we have a monthly club in a voodoo venue in Letterkenny, which if you just look us up on Facebook or look me up on Facebook, Pauric Gallagher Comedian, or sure they'll tag the Twitter handle on this as well. But if you want to see comedy in the northwest, we'll try and sort you out.
And you're an approachable guy. If somebody wants to approach you, you're not going to hit them whilst on or nothing. You will take the time to speak to
Probably
somebody.
not. I mean, all that jiu-jitsu talk. I'm a 3-stripe white belt, which I don't know if that sounds impressive or not, but I got married this year, so I haven't been training as much as I should have. So, when I talk about it during the gigs, I always say this isn't an invitation to take me on in a fight afterwards.
Last man standing. Here we go. Pauric, thanks very much.
No bother.
We'll definitely do this again. And I guess that's us. We're out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.